Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Helmi bin Zakiuddin. My matric number is 2021106161. Today, I will present to you about my mini project ECG 263, which is about the soil stabilization. I will start my presentation with the introduction of soil stabilization. Soil stabilization is means of enhancing soil strength, density, hydraulic conductivity, and compression. To improve the engineering quality of the soil, soil stabilization can also be defined as the alteration of soil properties through chemical or physical means. The primary objective of soil stabilization are to increase the soil's bearing capacity, resistance to weathering, and permeability. Next, the background of study. The eggshells are disposed in large numbers by hotel, restaurant, and other establishments, and they are now confronting disposal issue. The use of eggshell powder in soil stabilization avoids the disposal issue caused by eggshell generation. As a result, using eggshell powder in soil stabilization will make the whole stabilization process more cost-effective, sustainable, and eco-friendly. In this individual mini project, I have chosen 3 methods or tests to provide the improvement data of the soil stability by conducting the experiment of particle density bottle, Atterberg limit, Casagrande, and plastic limit, and at last, standard proto test. The first experiment is density bottle, which is the particle density. The particle density of an aggregate is the ratio between the mass of certain quantity of the aggregate and the volume of all individual particles of the quantity. The particle density is a function of both the specific gravity and specific density of the material and of the void content of the particle. For some aggregates, the particle density is higher for the smaller particles than for the larger ones, because the larger particles are more expanded. However, the objective of this experiment is to determine the particle density and specific gravity of soil that mix with eggshell using density bottle. Next, the apparatus. First, density bottle with stopper having capillary hole at its center, weighing balance, desiccator, distilled water, 40 gram of soil sample, and last 2 gram of eggshell. Next, the procedure of this experiment is: first, 40 gram of soil sample was weighed using the weighing balance. Number 2, 2 gram of eggshell was weighed using the weighing balance. Number 3, the distilled water was added until half of the density bottle. Number 4, the density bottle with the mixture was put in the desiccator for 10 minutes. Five, all the sample was taken out from the desiccator and weighed. 6, the distilled water was added to full. Seven, all the sample was weighed and the data was recorded in table. Number 8, all the sample in the density bottle was removed and cleaned. And last, the distilled water was fully added in the density bottle and weighed. The mass was recorded in the table. Next, the result of this experiment. There are 4 density bottles that we use in this experiment, which is 2 of them was added with additive. At the end of this experiment, we obtain the value of specific gravity. Next, the discussion of this experiment. From the result, you can see that the value of the specific gravity is 2.35 and 2.36 without additive. In addition, the specific gravity increased to 2.51 and 2.39 when the additive was added with soil. If the specific gravity is high, that means the soil mixture with additive, which is Eggshell, is stronger than the soil mixture without additive. Next, we move to another experiment, which is Atterberg limit, Casagrande test, and plastic limit. Casagrande test, a standard test to determine the liquid limit of a sample. This Atterberg limit, Casagrande, and plastic limit experiment are used to determine the liquid and plastic limits of fine-grained soils. The liquid limit is the water content at which soils transition from a plastic to a liquid state when jarred in a specific manner. We can learn how much water a specific amount of soil can hold. The objective of this experiment is to determine the liquid limit and plastic limit of a soil that mixed with the eggshell by doing Atterberg limit test. The apparatus of this experiment is: first one, Casagrande liquid limit device, grooving tool, spatula and palette knives, moisture cans, wash bottle containing distilled water, weighing balance, glass plate, drying oven, 300 gram of soil sample, and the last one is 50 gram of eggshell. Next, the procedure of this experiment is: first, 300 gram of soil sample was weighed using the weighing balance. Number 2, 150 gram of eggshell was weighed using the weighing balance. Number 3, the soil and the eggshell were mixed together. Number 4, the small amount of distilled water was added until it appears a smooth, uniform paste. Number 5, the mixed soil was put in the Casagrande cup. Number 6, the mixed soil in the cup was cut down the center of cup using the grooving tool. Number 7, the crank was turned and the number of drops was recorded in the table. The sample was placed in the moisture can and was weighed using the weighing balance. For the plastic limit, 20 grams of the original soil sample was taken. Number 2, the soil was rolled between the palm and a few pieces of rolled soil was created and placed in the moisture can. All the sample was put in the tray and ready to place in the oven. Here is the result of this experiment. There are 2 graphs in this result, which is the graph of moisture content versus number of flow, and the graph of plasticity chart. Next, the discussion. At the end of this experiment, the value of liquid limit is supposed to be higher than without the additive. During the experiment, probably I had a mistake that I not realized at that time that I poured too much water while mixing soil and water. Not only that, but I also did not cover the soil mixture with cellophane, and I believe that will make the mixture vaporize. Knowing that, I'm sure it will affect my result. However, the high liquid limit indicates the high impressibility of the soil. In addition, I can determine the value of plasticity index by using the specific formula. The last experiment that I have conducted is standard proto test. Soil compaction is essential for building anything from skyscrapers to sewage system, roadways and walkways. Any project involving civil or architectural engineering requires an understanding of soil compaction. There has come a point in the experiment where adding additional water makes it harder for the soil to get compacted. Each time the experiment was finished, a sample of that was used and it was combined with water. The objective of this experiment is to determine the compaction characteristic, which is dry density and moisture content, if soil that mixed with the eggshell using standard prototypes. The apparatus of this experiment is: first one, standard proctor, rammer, mixing equipment, steel straight edge, weighing balance, measuring cylinder, sample extruder, oven, moisture container, 3000 gram of soil sample, and last 150 gram of eggshell. Next, the procedure of this experiment is: first, 150 gram of eggshell was weighed using the weighing balance. Number 2, about 210 gram of water were weighed. Number 3, 3000 gram of the soil sample and 150 gram of eggshell were mixed together. The water was added while mixing the sample. Number 4, the mixed soil was divided into 3 parts to be compacted by 3 layers in the mold using the rammer. Number 5, the collar was removed and the excess soil was cut with straight edge. Number 6, the mold and the compacted soil was weighed using the weighing balance. Number 7, the soil was taken out from the mold using the sample extruder. Number 8, the soil was cut in half and a small amount of soil was taken out and placed in the moisture can and weighed. The mass was recorded in the table. Moisture cans were put in the oven. Here is the result of this experiment. Here is the graph between moisture content versus dry density. Next is the discussion. Based on the result, we can see that the value of bulk density in the previous experiment, which is without additive 1.82, 2.02, 1.89, is lower than when added the additive, which is 2.07 and 1.99. In addition, the moisture content increased until it reached the maximum point and then decreased. Next, for the dry density, the value is decreasing as the number tests increase. The graph of moisture content against dry density was plotted. Based on the graph, the dry unit weight after compaction initially increase as the moisture content increase, but once the optimum moisture content percentage is reached, any additional water result in a decrease in dry weight because the pore water pressure push the soil particles apart, decreasing friction between them. Lastly, from this mini project, I have achieved all the objectives, which is determine the particle density, the liquid limit and plastic limit, the compaction characteristic. I also made a comparison between the soil that mixed with additive and without additive to observe how effective the additive is. In the nutshell, from this mini project, I have studied how effective the Eggshell in the soil stabilization to solve the problem involving soil which is weak soil. In conclusion, I can conclude that the Eggshell is not enough to make the soil stronger, especially to construct a building on it. It is important to run the soil experiment from the site in order to avoid the building afterwards from sink or collapse. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Bye.